So let's go and run about this indecent proposal.
What?
The Commandant wanted to see me.
Leave your weapon here.
Guard it with care. It's very valuable.
Wait, Wolf. I need to talk to the Commandant too.
You going inside or not?
Listen, friend. I'm an officer and you're a runt. And when I say jump, you will not only...
Come on, Roach.
With these cunts, Loredo couldn't protect the port from a drunk lumberjack, let alone Yorveth.
He succeeded so far.
A ballista. The bastard's got a ballista. You know the power of this weapon. Its arms strengthened with bronze plates and strung with horsehair. It can propel heavy bolts up to a mile away.
Yeah, an experienced crew can release 2 bolts each minute, but it can't hit the same spot twice because it recoils and shifts. I've heard that somewhere before.
Where did you learn about ballistae?
I knew someone who knew a bit about them.
Unimportant. We need to damage it if we don't want to be at Loredo's mercy. They're all drunk here now. I'll provoke the guard.
Relax, Roach. I don't want to fight this rabble again.
As long as that weapon's operational, no one will sail this section of the Pontar without Loredo's express permission.
I'll handle this. Go have a drink.
Nothing better than a fireside feast.
Where did you say the
Set a
ballista?
fireside feast with copious amounts.
And I do follow along with the reasoning from Vernon Roach. Pretty decent idea to prevent a guy like Loredo to be the one, sovereign ruler of one area. As you can see, midlife crisis can assume many different forms. Harbour.
Add plough into the mix and it doesn't get any better.
Luckily, the Commandant's provided it all.
True. Come here,
Absolutely,
lass. Your uncle's got a story for you.
We
So long as
can't
he can afford to tell
actually loot
it.
it because
I'll not lend an
You're
ear
a harm.
for less than 10 orange.
Don't you traipse around here.
just talk to him. No, he seems completely
Don't you-
unfit. See,
That one struts about as if he were the king.
a guy like that, go like this. I don't
Nothing
think he'd be
better
able to
than a
resist.
fireside
That one
feast.
struts about as if he were the
Except
king
a
of
Very
fireside
good.
feast with
You know,
copious
click
amounts
on
of
it.
liquor.
Add plough into the mix and it doesn't get any better.
Luckily,
Oh,
the
she's already
Commandant's provided it all.
occupied, so let's go for this other one.
Come here, lass.
What do you need, ugly?
I wanted to surprise my friend, the sad-looking guy by the ballista.
Some idiot wanted me to read him poems recently. Extravagance, as I say it. I didn't like it.
I was thinking of something a little more traditional.
What would you have me do?
Just go with your specialty.
All right, it'll be my standard rate.
Draw him away from the ballista while you're at it.
Slap me hard and call me stupid. Trying to put one by me? That'll cost you more.
How's that?
Surcharge on special requests. Those are the rules.
Let me think it over. A favor for a favor?
There is one thing you could do for me.
And that is?
Myron and Alphonse, 2 of Loredo's thugs. Give 'em a good thrashing, and I'll even blow...
I stirred up enough trouble as it is during the execution.
No need to stir trouble. Just humiliate them some ways.
Consider it done.
So long as he can afford to tell it. I'll not lend an ear
Alphonse.
for less than 10 orange.
Did you hear?
So,
Two big
that's Maron.
I don't like freaks.
And I don't like oafish no-necks.
What do you want, mutant?
To try my luck. Arm wrestling.
I'm gonna crush you, mutant.
Save the boasting till later. Let's do this.
Haven't had this good a time in ages.
That's true.
You know this one. Little elf was skipping down the path. Plough all. And I came a dwarf and kicked him in the arse.
As we saw earlier, Vernon Roach is an aggressive man, and Lorraine knew this, sort of.
Do that again, and I'll fuck
Impulsive.
I hate mutants like you.
I know.
You've had your song. Care for some real diversion?
Which one's Alphonse?
What you want, old man?
I was looking to test my strength. Arm wrestling.
What do I stand to gain?
Nothing, because I'll thrash you.
And if I win?
You'll have beat a witcher, so I guess that gets you bragging rights.
Are you that good, old fella? The Grey Wolf. All right. Let's begin.
Haven't had this good a time in ages.
Good little way of showing that this guy is,
You know this one.
I suppose, all the other elfish no-necks here. Uneducated and, you know, slow. Can we get girls Monica right?
Oh, you are fat, dirty, rotten scum.
We got it.
Plow more. Do that again, and I'll fuck you, man.
Damn the dogs! The old man got me. I need to eat. Build up a bit.
You've had your song. Care for some real divers?
Myron and Alphonse.
Teach them a lesson yet?
Of course.
All right. I'm off to give the boys some diversion.
Just to make sure everything works correctly, let's wait until the guys are away. And then we've gone involved in politics, and
Nothing better than a fireside
by all
feast.
means, it's for the betterment of everyone.
I'm on duty.
Oh,
Add plough into the mix and
Your
it doesn't get any
comrades are
better.
well at it having
Luckily,
their
the
fun.
commandant's
Why should
provided
you
it
be any
all.
worse?
True.
Right.
Come here,
Let's
lass.
go.
Your uncle's got a story for you.
So long as he can afford to tell it. I'll not lend an ear for less than 10 orans.
That one struts about as if he were the king himself.
I'll just take the mechanism fragment.
Up. Haven't had this good a time in
Completed.
ages.
That's true.
You know this one.
Ballista's decommissioned.
Perfect. Let's go see Loredo.
Loredo's busy with that witch Sheila. Come back later.
Geralt, let's wait downstairs in the yard.
You've had your song. Care for some real divers?
And the game started controlling on its own. A bit weird, but probably not smart, of course.
Yes?
Do we wait until the honorable lady is done with the venerable hick?
Waste of time. Looks like a good number of Flotsam's town watchmen are here. We should look around. Did you see that arbalist behind the house? I'll get his attention. Give him something to think about. Why don't you find out what they're guarding so closely?
My apologies, gentlemen. I could not help overhearing your conversation.
What do you want?
In point of fact, it's a matter for the Witcher. I have an offer.
An offer. Interesting.
I suspect you did not come to Flotsam for pleasure alone.
You suspect right.
Do you know about the monster in the river?
Might have heard something.
I expect someone will hire you to deal with it sooner or later. Thus, I presume that
Stop presuming, expecting, and concluding. Just tell me what you want.
our honored host is in possession of part of a trap, built especially for the beast in question.
Go on.
Around back, there's a storage area where Loredo keeps the treasures he confiscates from merchants and travelers. There are heaps of things out there.
Let me guess. You know exactly where I need to look.
Precisely. I saw Loredo's men carrying the contraption across the garden in a crate. They placed it on a platform by the wall, beyond which lies the craftsman's district.
Why are you telling me?
Why? We need to be rid of the beast as soon as possible. Good luck.
All right. I'll distract the guard. You sneak behind the house.
Brilliant as ever.
Nothing better than a fireside feast.
Except a fireside feast with copious amounts of liquor.
Soldier! Report to me
Add
immediately!
plough into the mix and it doesn't get any better.
Luckily, the commandant's provided it all.
True. Come here, lad. What do you want?
So
Shut
we're
it,
in
soldier.
stealth mode. Oh,
In Flotsam, we cut the hands off thieves.
I was looking for the privy.
let us, because apparently the game did not want to work like I wanted it to. Just quickly reload. Again, this game's not a
Soldier!
stealth game,
Report to me immediately!
so the stealth mechanics are, by all means, unrefined, and
What do you want?
all means I would say they are bad. But... And now he just turns
In
around.
Flotsam,
It is possible to progress in the game without without completing the stealth segment, but come on, Rush.
Soldier, report to me immediately.
But I feel it is better if we get some, you know, get to figure out some more of the mystery. He goes back around. And that guy also just
In flotsam.
randomly turns around. Of course, I am being hasty. At the same time, stealth segment in a game like this. I do not know what they were thinking, but let us see. How are we supposed to go on about this then? That guy turns around. Now we could boop him, and now he didn't randomly turn around. And we can continuously quick save, meaning we are technically not at any risk. Problematic situation known as we can't open the door. And why is that, I wonder? Is it because we need the keys from the other guy? Something tells me that guy's the one who has the keys. And sure, in some ways this breaks up the monotony of the usual gameplay loop. In other ways, this is... you don't play The Witcher for a stealth experience. Is that guy going to stand there forever, or is he going to just turn around right as we get up near him? He was just going to stand there. Right. Looking through the window for what good that does. It's nice to know that they modelled the entire interior. It's still locked. Oh, of course, I am just observant as ever. We need to climb above here. Sure, it's technically an optional stealth segment, but if you fail it, you will not get the entirety of the plot. And sure, sometimes failure and such is part of the story. But video games are video games, so they expect you to be the victim, ultimately be the victim. Well, this guy is still pissing. We'll boop him. We'll pick up some money. And we're also told about the trap fragment, which could potentially make our job a whole lot easier later on. I kinda like that idea. So, if you want that... up to the window, which is probably the way we go for some eavesdropping. What's the quest log actually say we're doing? And through the furnace. Right. A whole bunch of everything done. It's a handful of guards. Which can prove problematic if they are looking in our general direction. Luckily that guy's blind. Let's now walk up behind him and boop. Go here, do yet another quick save. Oh, for fuck's sake.
In flotsam.
Yeah, in Flotsam you do all kinds of bad things, I get it. But I also save scum, because otherwise the game's going to scold us for being a dummy. With good reason, granted. So I don't think there are any more stealth segments after this one. That guy's just standing in a weird position. And now he saw us.
Flotsam.
I've already decided we're gonna beat it, so. And that's also another major flaw of stealth games usually, that you can do this. And games like Dishonored and so on, where you can quick save to your heart's content. You can just reload if your, stealthy escapades are going wrong. And that takes out the tension. Heart and leather reinforcement, is that a good thing? Bleeding incineration. And another armor. Let's keep that for a moment. Over this wall. And now we're where we can get... What's that? Oh, we could also just open the door. And get on the floor. Let's see. Robust silver sword and iron frame and similar enhancements. One leather takes up one weight. Also, fire enhancement, that's just a worse version of everyone. Let's see, 12 to 18. We can't check our Aaron died at the moment. And some bleeding. Let's see here. Technically, let's just take it, put it on for a moment, just see how it looks. Not the worst looking thing in the world. Raven's armor is slightly better, especially if we put in our enhancements. By all means, let's put in the heart and leather reinforcement. And let's save the last enhancement slot for something really good. So we can, by all means. Keep our use of Raven's armor going for most of the first chapter. Unless I'm misremembering, or just used to be worth at video games. Or more blind at video games, I don't know. Teeny tiny chest. With a bit of money in it. And now we can eavesdrop.
You forget who you're dealing with, Commandant.
You must think me an idiot.
I cannot help myself. You take guardsmen off the streets to guard carpets, fabrics and spices pilfered from merchants. Do you have any grasp of the responsibility that rests with you?
Don't teach an old man to piss, sorceress. I've ruled Flotsam for years.
Flotsam is ruled by a fear of Yorveth. That fear rules even you.
I've made my demands perfectly clear.
Like a crying babe deprived of its rattle. In time, Commandant, they'll hang you by the neck from a roadside tree like a regular bandit. And rightly so, for you're no better.
Your time will come too, sorceress. They'll pile kindling at your feet.
Enough. Fear has confused you. Think over what I said and give your answer before it's too late.
So we didn't really learn much other than the fact that those two are not the best of terms. But then again, I don't think anyone would be in the best of terms with Bernard Loredo unless they are themselves Bernard Loredo. Let's see if we can go through this gate from this side. No, we can't. And I am a big fan of stealth games, and I just find it weird when a game that's in no way, well, the engine itself and the mechanics are not meant for stealth, because it's not with making sound. Matter if are they looking the right or wrong way, and then you can pass by them. Otherwise, you will get thrown immediately to a de facto game over screen.
Didn't like him from the start.
Loredo's storing valuable gifts from the merchants right here. He may be expecting Yorveth to attack. I overheard the Commandant talking to Sheila. couldn't pinpoint the topic of their conversation, but it seems to me he's angling for something.
We'll see what he has to say.
Of course, we actually came here to chat with Loredo in the first place. And hear his indecent proposal.
Go in. They await you.
Where are we to go? I'd hardly call this a hut.
You, I mean you, sir, cannot enter. We've been ordered to let in the Witcher, but no one else.
Son of a bitch! Fine. He wants to play hard, we'll play hard.
I don't want any trouble. I'll call for support.
No need. Tell Loredo I got the message.
See you, Roach.
So he doesn't want to talk with the commander of the Blue Stripes, who technically maybe outranks him? Can I go in through this door? Can I chat with this guy?
No passage.
No. So let's go through this door.
Here to see the Commandant.
We have business to discuss.
Good luck. He's in a foul mood.
Why?
We'll talk another time, and definitely elsewhere.
But yeah, well, let's see what in this room? Yes, let's go check upstairs first.
Entry only on the Commandant's express orders.
Okay, since we aren't doing that. Oh, we need the key to get
Finally!
into this
They
box.
didn't want to let me in while the sorceress was here.
Did you see her? Made up like a whore on parade day. They think they can do anything, those sorceresses. I heard what happened in Temeria. You know your name's on a warrant. It's unfortunate, though nothing that should impede our dealings. See, I'm the law round here, and the law needs to know what the legendary White Wolf's doing in this cesspit.
Yeah, he wants to flex his own authority over people who are not militarily a higher rank than him. Also because, well, think about it, Sheila and Geralt are the only ones really equipped or prepared to take on a creature such as the Karen, which seems to be some kind of kraken creature. And of course, if he has information, he can peddle that information, and information is power. So we will just tell him that it's our own business.
That's no concern of yours.
Listen, Witcher, here in Flotsam, everything's my ploughing concern. Let me help you, Geralt.
I do all right on my own.
I suppose we all have our secrets. I just hope you resist questioning my authority in public again.
There we have it. He's insecure and afraid that his authority is going to be taken from him, or he's going to be seen as a weaker ruler, or just a weaker man compared to others present. Probably also why, general distrust of sorceresses is a thing. I'll give him that. At the same time, sorceresses are also powerful women. Both because they command magic, but also because they command respect, usually. Because they can do magic. Most peasants and plebs can't. So, let's ask him, see if we can prod information out of him. Not that we can trust anything this guy's going to tell us, but
What about Vernon Roach? Why didn't you let him in?
Roach? Know the aura that surrounds him? Men like him act first and think later. And when they act, almost inevitably innocent blood flows. I trust you're on our side.
Whose side is that?
That of the people of Flotsam, of course. Terrorized by the elven bandits for years now.
Again, he sees himself as the people of Flotsam, even though he's, of course, back then, and even nowadays, people who rule over other people, they have better housing, and so on and so forth. But Loredo is not a nice guy, he's not good at all in any way. So you don't have yourself to blame. Don't want to get involved in that, or bandits have no mercy. This one here could technically also be directed at guys like him. This one here could get us thrown out. straight on our ass. This one here is good old neutrality, and that's what we're going to be going for.
A local conflict, none of my business.
You killed some elves on the riverbank outside Flotsam.
We were attacked.
You failed to understand.
It's you who doesn't understand, Loredo. To tell you the truth, I'm not human.
You an elf? A dwarf? No, talking bollocks. I piss on the fact that they call you freak for your white hair and glowing eyes. You're a human like any other. We're fighting a war. And you, my friend, cannot straddle the fence.
But we did pretty good doing that during the last big outbreak of the conflict in Racema. Oh. And the non-humans in Flotsam. Let's have a somewhat ideological debate with them.
What about the elves and dwarves in the trading post? The smiths, peddlers, and hunters? They eat with you, sleep among you. Whose side are they on?
Hell if I know. That's my point, Witcher. When you fight for survival, you need to be sure who your friends are. The non-humans in Flotsam, sure, they eat, fuck, shit among us. But when Yorveth sounds the battle horns, who knows what they'll do.
They chose Flotsam, treat them better and they'll show you loyalty. They could sign with Yorveth. Again, I mean, he's throwing them in ghettos. Like, clearly distrusted out in the street. And they didn't necessarily choose Flotsam. They might just have ended up here and then got nowhere else to go.
I'm surprised they haven't turned on you already.
How so?
The town guards treat non-humans like shit. Frankly, I don't know what keeps them here.
I'll tell you what, Geralt. The hunger they'd face in the forest. But I grant you, those acts of insubordination need to be stopped. Soldiers are simple men. When you see your mate die, a scoia'tael arrow in his throat, it's hard to look favourably at the elf who sells your wife coloured kerchiefs. You're a witcher. Your job is to protect the simpletons from monsters. I protect them from the danger that lurks amongst the trees.
Yeah. You're just a racist. Well, considering his little performance during the hangings, he is a racist. And Geralt is Geralt, so we're gonna go for this.
You detest non-humans.
I detest Yorveth, the coward who hunts the innocent instead of facing soldiers. I detest that whore son who murders women and children while claiming that he fights for freedom. He's a monster, Geralt. He's the evil I protect people from. And anyone who helps a monster becomes a similar monster to my mind.
Enough. I get it.
I don't want you to kill him. Even you don't have a hope against his entire force. I've an idea, but I'd rather not go into it now. The squirrels are up to something. Every night their scouts come closer. I suspect they plan to attack the barge moored in the port.
What's on the barge?
You mean who? Bandits, murderers, rapists. On their way to the dungeons at Drakenborg. As soon as...
their infamous leader joins them. The cherry on the cake, and Bernard Loredo's crown trophy.
Couldn't have put it better myself. As long as Yorveth remains free, humans, elves, and dwarfs will live alongside each other in deep distrust. I've got to learn what the pointy-eared rat is planning.
How am I supposed to get that information?
You underestimate me, Witcher. True, I have my prejudices, but I'm not blinded by them. Take your friend Zoltan, for instance. He contacted Yorveth.
How can Zoltan help if he can't go outside the walls?
Step by step, Geralt. That's how you build trust. You could start by tending to a problem we have. A beast. The Kairan has blocked all boat traffic. I'm losing tolls. That is, the trading post is losing revenue. Kill the Kairan and I'll declare your friends acquitted of their crimes. Then Zoltan can take you to see Yorveth.
Yeah, Drakenborg, that is in Redania. Yeah, it's in Redania. Meaning, this year's trading post Flotsam is still within Temeria's borders. Meaning that, yeah, Loredo's in it for himself. Not for the common man, not for anyone else. And he was also a bit right, kinda, about Roach. Yes, she is a guy who acts first, thinks later. And you don't want a guy like that when you're trying to, you know, hire someone like Geralt to do some dirty work for you, because then he'll start beating you up because you're trying to take his chess piece away from him. Because by all means, Roach is using us for his own goals. His goals might slightly align with our own, but we are not really in it for the same reasons. Let's just go for it. I'll see what I can do.
I'll talk to Zoltan.
I trust you'll make the right decision. Farewell.
But apparently also, Sultan is contacting Yorveth. That's kinda bad. So we should chat with him and find out what that's all about.